Hi, my name is Thoennessen, and I'm here with Anurag Shah of Aureus Analytics. And we were just attending an InsurTech event and got to talking about data and his company and a concept called sentiment analytics, which I thought was very interesting. Something that was new to me, and he was able to explain it to me, and it kind of sent off a couple light bulbs in my head. So I wanted to ask him to share a little bit of that with our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it was great seeing you again as well.
You as well.
Sentiment analytics is something that's pretty close to our heart. Everybody talks of customer experience, but we live in this world of Uber, where I want the cab where I am standing, at the time when I need it, on demand. Nobody has to, wait for it. So why go and ask customers? If you go and ask your customers, what do you think? That's a good way of finding out what they think, but very few people are going to respond to that, right? In fact, statistics say that not more than 8 to 10% customers respond to surveys, right? So basically what you're doing is taking data about 8 to 10% of your customers and extrapolating it on 100% of your base and hoping that it's a good representation, right? And which is not necessarily true. So what we believed in this concept is you should know the sentiment of the customer without having to ask the customer, right? And that can be done today in today's day and age with technologies like AI and machine learning. You can look at different data sets and you should be able to figure out what the customer is going through, their journey, their sentiment at any point of time, and then use that to design your engagement methodology or design your engagement approach. So.
Right. I do this on almost on a daily basis with my clients. If I'm talking to a client on the phone and I kind of get a sense for something's not going well, then I immediately revert and try something, try to solve that problem. Or if I notice that they're doing really well and they're really happy, then I might ask for a referral or see if they can make an introduction for me. So it's really helpful to have that information at the broker level. But you're talking about you get that information at the carrier level.
And so for us, a customer could be literally anybody, right? So whoever is interacting, right, and you have data about. So whether it's a carrier, whether it's a broker, it really doesn't matter as far as you can use the data to understand what they're going through, right? So what you said is absolutely quite interesting. So the moment you talk to somebody on the phone and you change your pitch or your offer based on what they're saying or how they react. Now imagine having to do this at a scale. We'll need hundreds of, right? And that's usually quite difficult, right? So instead of that, if data were used, so there is a concept in AI. So if you look at the world of AI, there is narrow AI and then there is general AI. The world is quite far away yet from the concept of general AI, right? All solutions today are mostly that exist are narrow AI. So for example, when you see subtitles under a YouTube video, that's a narrow AI, right? It's looking at voice data and giving you subtitles, and it will also tell you sometimes gunshot and background noise, isn't it? So there are ways to use AI for very pointed solutions. If you try to build AI that solves everything, that's general AI, and I think we are far away. And the next layer is what is called a super AI, which is better than humans. So I think we'll leave that to Elon Musk to handle. From our perspective, if we looked at data and looked at the concept of narrow AI and said, just focus on the customer and their sentiment, right? Use past data, and this was not possible in the past because we didn't have a lot of data, right? What AI needs is to learn based on data. Right. And in the past, this was not possible because we didn't have enough data. Now we have data. So we could use AI, very focused solution, and then bring it to solving something like sentiment, and then using that to predict the behavior. So interestingly, what you said, you change your pitch, but what if you knew that you had to pitch that before getting on the call?
Right.
That would have made it a lot simpler for you.
Well, and not only that, if the system told me to call Joe Smith and said that he's happy with such and such product, he's likely to buy such and such product right at this moment, then that's even more powerful because I can just make that call. It's an easy call and an easy sale.
And look at the counter of that, right? So imagine you trying to cross-sell to Joe when he's extremely unhappy, right? you're going to actually make the
Right.
situation even worse.
Right. So having that information ahead of time is going to make it that much better of a client experience.
Exactly.
So I appreciate your time today. This is really fascinating stuff. Look forward to checking out more of your company. And thanks again.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.